You're probably like me and you did not get trained as a kid of how to deal with emotions. So let's learn today how to release negative emotions. So you find yourself having some negative emotions and you don't know how to get through it. Hey, welcome to being a human being, right? We literally are an emotional creature, and emotions are a big part of our life. In fact, most of our memories we can recall because there's an emotion attached to it. So here we are, emotional creatures, but really, how much training did you get as a child on how to manage your emotions? Maybe you were told, be quiet, stop crying, quit being upset. There's no reason to be angry. It's almost like growing up, we got taught to discount our feelings. Growing up, we also got taught that we should just move our feelings to the side and move ahead. Well, now that we're at the stage in life where we're at right now, those kind of suggestions don't really work because you really are trying to figure out a way of how to release negative emotions, and you didn't get trained. There's no teaching that happens in school. I mean, how dare would they ever teach in school how to deal with emotions, right? It's all just how to add, subtract, and write your sentences into paragraphs and tell stories. They don't teach you about how to manage your emotions. So today's a good day for you to be able to understand where these emotions come from and to give you a beginning step on how to manage them. So I drew a picture for you here to give you at least somewhat of an idea of what happens and where these emotions come from. Now over here, we see I got people, and this is an abbreviation of the word experiences. People and experiences happen to us every day. Since we're a little kid up until the age that we're at right now, these people experiences happen, and other people have emotions. And they can say things to us, or we could have an interaction with somebody and we could have a feeling come up inside of us, or somebody could pass on to us an emotion, because emotion is literally a form of energy. And you know how you can walk into a room and somebody can be really upset and they're not talking, but you can just feel in the room that there's something wrong going on? So emotions don't just stay inside of us. They literally come out of us and fill up the space around us. And they literally can fill up a room, fill up a house. They're real, and they don't just stay underneath the skin. So people and experiences, somebody could do something to us and we have an emotion happen inside of us, or somebody has been mean to us or said something mean to us and they literally passed on to us an emotion. So either we created it or it is passed on to it. It then becomes something that is in us. Almost like if you were to take, let's take like what do you call those little a snow cone. You take a snow cone and you eat that. Now inside you feel cold, or you drink a cup of hot cocoa and inside you feel warm. So you know how you can have those change of temperature on the inside. You can also have a change of feeling on the inside. So this little spot inside of you, maybe sitting right here inside of you, this could be the feeling of upset or discouraged or frustrated or irritated. Now, feelings literally come into us and they're inside of us, and unless we're taught how to let go of them, the only other option we have is to keep it. Because if we weren't taught how to let it go, it just stays. So you could have a situation where you feel hurt, and hurt comes in and it just stays. And then frustration comes in and it stays. And then disappointment comes in and it stays. And embarrassment and sadness and all these different emotions, they just keep coming in and they keep staying because you have not been taught how to let them go. But there is a way to let them go that kind of happens to you, is these emotions will stack up until something is big enough that happens to you that you now unload all these emotions on somebody else. Have you ever seen a parent yelling at their child, or two adults arguing, or somebody kicking their computer or smashing their computer, right? Or out kicking their car. Sometimes the only emotional release technique that a person has learned is to literally have an outbreak or have an explosion of emotion. And then now they're taking it out on people or things. That usually is the only release technique that most people know is to take it out on somebody. They fill up and then they take it out on somebody. They fill up and then they take it out on another person. Or they fill up and they're so full of negative emotion, it actually begins to damage them with their health and their sanity. So how do you choose to let it go? Well, this is what I think. I think all emotion is meant to be felt. When I was a child, I didn't get emotional training. And so I learned how to just keep all my emotions. And because I kept all my emotions, it caused me to become somebody who got angry really, really easily. And so as I started to learn that it's unhealthy for me, I wanted to figure out how to find these emotions and let them go. I didn't want to feel them, because it's like, whoa, this is weird. I don't know what to do with this when I feel it. But I really believe now that emotions are meant to be felt. And if I were able to have an experience and feel the emotion, like in the moment, allow myself to feel upset and talk myself through feeling upset. It's like the emotion gets felt and recognized, and it's like it almost is like fuel, and it gets used up. And then the emotion goes away. But if I don't feel the emotion and I don't go through the emotion goes in and gets stuck. So part of letting go of emotion is to feel it. I had a friend who said, I really want to let go of emotions, but I never want to feel them. It's like, wait a minute. No, it doesn't work that way. You can't just have surgery and pull your emotions out in little piles, right? But something to help retrain you with is starting today, if you have a moment in your life where you feel like you're upset, it's okay to say to yourself, wow, I'm upset. And this situation just really made me upset. Man, I'm so upset right now. I could get all wound up at people. Because sometimes if we talk ourselves through it and recognize what we're feeling and give it a name while we're feeling it, that we actually use up that emotion and it kind of just starts to go away. It really does. Part of emotional management is to be in the emotion in the moment. And if somebody asks you, hey, are you okay? It's okay to say, I'm a little bit upset about what just happened. It's actually very healthy to claim it and then talk yourself through that emotion so it gets used up and it doesn't just sit inside of you. Does that make sense? It should make sense, because if we feel an emotion and we claim, oh, I'm fine, I'm not hurting, I'm not frustrated, and somebody says, well, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. But we literally are sitting there really upset, but we tell people we're fine, and we tell ourselves we're fine. So now we literally have deceived ourselves that this thing that we're feeling is not called frustration, it's called fine. So because we label it as fine, then our body goes, oh, let's just hold on to this. And then it just sits inside of you. And anything that is negative that sits inside of you is going to slowly hurt you and destroy you. So part of, letting go of emotions starting today is to literally recognize what it is, call it out for what it is, and talk to yourself through that moment. Like, wow, this is what I feel. This is what happened. And this is what I think about people. This is what I think about the situation. And if you can go through it, you won't keep stacking up the emotions inside of you by holding on to them as each experience happens. Now, you probably have some old emotions in you, meaning they happened last week, last month, last year, 10 years ago, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It really could be just harbored inside you because you weren't trained on how to let them go. 3 ways to let them go. You can talk through those feelings and literally just talk through them, or you can literally relive the moment and feel the moment so you can really allow yourself to be in those emotions, or you can write the emotions out on paper. But all three of these, through your mouth or through literally your chest and your heart where you feel emotions and your body, or writing, are great ways to let go of these emotions. Now, let me talk to you about what this means. When I say, this is what you do. You go out the front of your house, and it's called the walk and talk. Walk for 15 minutes and just complain and rant and say everything that bothers you. And whatever's bothering you today is going to get linked to things that last week, last month, last year, last 20 years. Emotions all connect on the inside, but if you can go and vent while you can go for a walk, it will really help you move those emotions out of you. Or here, this one about feeling, whatever you're feeling today, if you'll allow the feelings to come up and you feel it, it'll move through you and come out of you. But this one's very popular. This one people have a little struggle with, but this one's really popular and this one's really popular. To literally journal about how you feel, to express it all on paper, or to literally go for a walk. I would suggest using these two right here, because you're using something in writing that can help you stay focused and writing about what you think and feel about things that are going on, or this one because it's something you physically are doing. So let me just simplify this for you. If I were you, each day, I would go for a 15-minute walk. 15 minutes away from your house, 15 minutes back to your house. When you walk out the door, talk about everything that's wrong. Just talk about it. Now, nobody's around you. Just talk about it. And just totally allow the words and the emotions to come up and literally come out of your mouth. And talk that way for 15 minutes walking away from the house. When you turn around to walk back home for 15 minutes, talk about everything that you love. Talk about everything that's good. So your 15 minutes coming back to the house is all positive. So 15 minutes walking away from the house unloads all the stuff that's going on. 15 minutes is a lot of stuff to say. You probably will run out of things to say. But whatever you're upset about today will link to things in your past that you've been upset about. And so while you're talking, be prepared. You might have situations from last week or last month or even a year or two ago that might come to your memory that you want to express too. But 15 minutes walking away, just rant, complain, moan and groan about whatever's going on. 15 minutes back, talk positive about all the good that's happening. Or once a day, sit down to your laptop or get a pad of paper and write down everything that bothers you or bugs you or irritates you. And just write about anything that comes to your mind. It could be something that happened today, last week, last month, last year, or a couple years. But if you can make a practice of unloading, either through writing or through talking, you will begin to release these negative emotions. It'll come up and it will come out. Now, this paper that you write on, throw it away. Don't let anybody ever read it. Don't let anybody ever see it either. But throw it away. And after you're done writing this paper, then take a moment and write down a list of all the good things that are happening in your life. You see, part of getting good at letting go of negative emotions is what you do after that exercise. It's one thing to let go of all these negative emotions, but then you're going to kind of feel empty inside. And instead of letting it fill back in with negative emotions, put good in. Really find something good to talk about or find something good to write about. But this is your way to start managing your negative emotions. Walk and rant, or get paper and write it out. And if you can do this on a daily basis of letting it out and then putting good in, you're going to feel a really big difference happen in your life. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to feel like you can think. And even the tone of your voice is going to improve. Because when you're full of negative emotion, your voice is sharp, it undercuts people, it's really critical, your thoughts are critical, and the presence around you is just not very attractive. But if you take some steps today and literally, seriously, today, go for a walk. Walk and talk and rant and just get it cleared off of your chest. Get it off your chest while you go for that walk and notice how good you feel tonight. You'll sleep so much better. It's worth taking that next action step. Okay, now that you learned this, go teach somebody. Let's really help a lot of people. And to help you know what else to teach, click subscribe. Got a lot of great information here for you. Let's stay connected. Hey, now we're friends, right? Let's stay connected.